Now let's look at special case number 2, equations and inequalities with 0. Let's look first at equations. So we have here the absolute value of 7x plus 12 is equal to 0. Let's take a look at an easier example to figure this out. So if we have the absolute value of x is equal to 0, then it's safe to say that x itself is equal to 0 because the only number whose absolute value is 0 is a 0. So that means that we can write the absolute value of 7x is equal to 0, then 7x plus 12 must be equal to 0, as you can see in line 2. Solving for x, we get 7x is equal to negative 12 from line 3. Remember, you can move over the 12, make it negative, or you can do the traditional 7x plus 12 minus 12 is equal to 0 minus 12 as shown in line 2a. And then you will get the plus 12 minus 12 is going to be 0, additive identity property. And so just in line 3a, you'll have 7x is equal to negative 12, which is what we have over here in line 3 on the left. So now you're going to divide both sides by 7, and you will end up with, in line 5, x being equal to negative 12 over 7. And negative 12 over 7 is your solution. And if I asked you to write it in set notation, you would just put the set braces with that single element because there's only one solution here. Now let's look at inequalities. I'll have, for example, absolute value of x minus 2 minus 3 is less than or equal to negative 3. So I have to do some solving here for a little bit. I'm going to move that negative 3 over, or as you would say, add 3 to both sides. And it turns out that I end up with, as shown in line 2, absolute value of x minus 2 is less than or equal to 0. So here we really have two parts. We've got the absolute value of x minus 2 is less than 0. We also have the absolute value of x minus 2 being equal to 0. So now we've got to ask ourselves two questions. Can the absolute value be less than 0? Yes, it can. And so, it cannot be less than 0 because you're going to end up with a negative number. And remember, we said that the absolute value essentially turns any number into a positive. If it's positive, it's going to be positive. If it's negative, it's going to be positive. So the absolute value cannot be less than 0. So here we have x minus 2, absolute value of x minus 2 less than 0 being false. So this is a contradiction. So we focus on the other one. Is the absolute value of x minus 2 equal to 0 possible over here on the right in 4? Yes, that is possible. So we can solve for x. So x minus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to 2. So the lone solution of this inequality is 2. And you will put that in set notation with the braces as just the 2, the lone element in this set.